In this video, I'm going to show you the different artworks that I made at or inspired by the Mawddach Residency that I did between January and February this year. So I've got prints, I've got collages, I've got cards, and yeah, I'm going to talk you through it. They'll all be released in 2 days on Sunday, the 7th of April 2024. So I have been struggling a little bit with YouTube, which is why I didn't release a video earlier this week as I normally do on Wednesday. I like filming the videos. They're fun and they allow me to make different art. It's kind of given myself permission to experiment. And I've really enjoyed that aspect of it, but I really struggle with the editing, not because I don't know how to edit videos, but because I'm such a perfectionist. So the last video that I released was 17 minutes long, and it was about 13 minutes of voiceover. Now that voiceover took me 7 hours because I just kept deleting bits and I kept re-recording it, and at the end I was so stressed and I was recording like a few words at a time and then stopping, and I just made life really hard for myself. So I'm challenging myself that this video is going to have minimal editing. I'm going to treat it as if it's like a live. I'm not brave enough to do a live yet, which is why I haven't done one, but yeah, this is going to have minimal editing. I think I worry that I'm boring people, I'm wasting people's time, I need it to be as succinct as possible. But I think the reality is, if you're here and you're watching, you don't have to watch. If you're bored, you can move on. And I love monotonous videos, even if I'm not that interested in it, it's just comforting to have something to watch. So yeah, I'm going to challenge myself not to edit this too much. Because the more time I spend editing, the less time I spend creating, and I think that's what you want to see. You want to see me making new work. I do have a couple of new videos that I have recorded that I need to edit. One is where I do a huge sketch. I don't actually know how big it is. It must be like 1.5 meters wide and maybe 4 meters long, something like that. It's big. So I did that and that was really fun, so I just need to edit that. And then I also filmed a video with my friend Catherine where we were paper making, and that will be coming out after the big sketch video. So let's get into the artwork. I've just gone through and sorted prices. I keep second guessing my prices. They're probably cheaper than they should be. When my confidence is low, the prices are low, so you win if my confidence is low, basically, because, yeah, I find pricing so hard. I feel like I'm too tall for this angle, so I'm going to be like weirdly stood up, leaning down kind of thing. Anyway, let's go through the artwork. So I've got 5 reduction prints that I made while I was at the residency. This I made on the first day. Mawddach Study 1. They just go 1 to 5. Not very inventive, but there we go. So yeah, I created this on the first day. It's the one where some of the prints flew into the estuary when the wind blew. So yeah, there's this one. These 5 that I'm showing you at first are all in 8 by 8 inch mounts on the outside, and they're all £48. These are the ones that I think are probably too cheap, but I've said it now. This is the second one. So this is the one I created with filmmaker Sam Farnsworth. So yeah, there's a video of him filming me make this. There's only 6 of these. There's 16 on the first one, only 6 of these because, well, we were filming and I didn't have much time to print many. But yeah, I really like the foreground of this one, the rocks and the lichen. Then we've got this one that I created on a very misty day where I was out in the forest engraving this one and then going back to the studio to print it between layers. So yeah, there's this one which was like quite it created a point in my work where my mind shifted to not trying to use all the colours, and then it created more successful prints after this, I think. So there's this one, and then the 4th one, which was a very rainy day, and I made this while looking out of the window of the sitting room at the residency. And then finally, the one that people seem to like the most, I made it at the end of my residency. I think it's quite successful. It's reached most views on Instagram, but that never means things will sell because you just can't predict. You can't predict things like that. But yeah, this is the one I think might be most popular. There's 20 of these. There are 20 of the fourth one and 15 of the one before that. So they are all going to be £48, despite the fact there's different layers, there's different edition numbers, because life's complicated enough without having slightly different prices. I just couldn't compute working all that out. So then we've got Winnie at Mawddach. So this is one I made at Cheltenham Craft Festival, inspired by my trip. There's 20 of these. Oh, I had such an issue with these. So I was meant to do an edition of 50, and then I had so much doubt when I was editioning them. I started to edition, I think 38 of them. Yeah, I've written it here. Yeah, so this was 2 of 38. But then I had so much self-doubt, and I just kept staring at them. I wasn't sure about them, and I just kind of lost my mind a bit. Then I worked back into the block and tried to print it again and made it worse. So anyway, it's an edition of 20. I have a stack of prints I don't know what to do with now, because I discarded them in a moment of madness. And then I looked at them yesterday and I was like, they're fine, what have I done? But I've done it now, edition of 20. I'll work out what to do with these at another time. So they are £42 each, and they are in 10 by 8 inch mounts. And then we have High Tide Sheep. So lots of people have said they want to buy this, and I'm still surprised because it's a bit of an odd image. It's the one where the sheep were surrounded by the high tide because they kind of got caught out on the estuary. I printed it with black ink, but I added quite a lot of blue in because I printed it with just black ink and it looked too warm. So it's like a very, very, very dark blue, but it does look black. So there are 40 of these. These were such a pain to print. I did it in 3 different printing sessions, but I did manage to get 40. So yeah, there's those High Tide Sheep, and they are £82 those, and they're in 12 by 12 inch mounts. So I used to make mounts just whatever size fitted the artwork, and after some feedback, now I try and make them in standard sizes on the outside, so 12 by 12 inches. If you didn't want them, it's a bit chunky at the bottom and the top than the sides. If you didn't want that, you could always cut it down or ask your picture framer to cut it down. So yeah, those are the print editions. And then let's move on to the collages. I always keep my prints in these handy, like big Tupperwares. Right, we're on to collages now. Let's get my prices. So, first collage is called Stormy Sky. It is in a 9 by 7 inch mount, and it's monoprints this one, no wood engravings in this. It's a one-off, of course. Occasionally I have additioned to my collages if I've been able to, but yeah, all these are just one-off collages. So you may remember I made quite a lot of monoprints on my trip, but most of them didn't turn out as I wanted, so I cut them up and made collages, and that's where these collages came from. This is £52, so yeah, that's Stormy Sky. Then we have Welsh Weather, £110. It's kind of blue sky but also grey clouds, and I just felt the Welsh weather was really changeable, like things would change in an instant, hence why it's called Welsh Weather. Let's put these up here. I'm running out of room, hang on. Right, then we have got Mawddach Lichen. Oh, in the video I called it Lichen, and it's been annoying me ever since because on the last day I went to a talk at the residency, and the talk was by a lichenologist, and I was like, oh, I've been pronouncing lichen wrong all my life. So anyway, Mawddach Lichen. I think this is my favourite of the collages. This is 120. With collages, and any artworks really, I kind of price them on how successful I think they are, as well as size and other things. But like, this is my favourite, this is the most expensive. It's kind of how I do things. So £120 for that. And then we've got Mawddach Mist. These are all in 10 by 10 inch mounts, by the way. This is £70. So there's that, which quite represents how the weather was most of my trip. I'm going to get such a bad back leaning down. This is Rocks and Lichen. So yeah, quite an experimental collage, that one. Then we're on to, oh, did I say that was £90, that one? This is Estuary View, £115. I really like the colours in this one. We've got Grey Skies, which actually reminds me of Dartmoor, where I grew up, but is inspired by North Wales. £105. And then Gorse and Sunshine is £80. Quite a bright collage, that one. And then we have the one monoprint that I'm selling that I didn't cut up. I think it's just called Mawddach monoprint. I had no idea how to price this. I don't remember selling a monoprint before. It's £70. There's a bit of a scuff at the top of the paper. It's not perfect, but I didn't want to cut it up, so, you know, it's the one that made it. Yeah, £70 for that one. If you don't have the money for an original artwork, well, there is a card pack. So 4 of the collages made on recycled card. They come with a recycled craft envelope. All the prints come in paper print sleeves unless you request otherwise. I meant to show you this, the high tide block. I added talcum powder to it so you can see the design again. But yeah, there is the block. Is that everything? Oh, I've written down newsletter here. So I'll be sending a newsletter out just a bit before 12:30 p.m. on Sunday the 7th of April with a password and a discount code for newsletter subscribers. So if you want to subscribe and you haven't previously, you can do that on my website. Yeah, and then from 12:30 you'll be able to go into the website and shop, and then the website will be open to everyone from 1 p.m. But I do early access for newsletter subscribers, normally if there's like one-off artworks, so that they have first dibs, and yeah, there's a lot of collages in this print release, hence the early access. It creates so much stress for me. I try and avoid it if I can, but yeah, this time I felt it needed it. Is that everything? I think that is everything. So yeah, I'll be back next week with a new video about the big sketch that I've done. Quite proud of myself that I'm not going to have to edit this video too much, I don't think. Thanks for sticking with me while I'm working out YouTube and how to make videos, what I want to make, what you want to see. I'll get there with it. I do want to go down to doing a video every other week, but I've got so much to share at the moment. I've actually got 2 residencies coming up pretty soon. So I think it's going to be weekly videos for the foreseeable future, just while I've got lots to share. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will be back soon.